we have a very special guest with us today, and he's been very kind to give me a chance to talk to him. It's not every day that you are able to get someone like him in front of you, asking some questions, and people pay a lot of money to get him in such a position, but he's kind enough कि उन्होंने मुझे chance दिया. So, sir, welcome. I don't think I have the capacity to give a proper introduction, so I would love to hear it from you. Who you are, what do you do?
So my name is Sunil Gupta, and actually I work with a legendary creative, I would say not just an author, but a man who made a difference in the whole world. His name is Dr. Bono. So I work with him, and I do training and consulting around his tools across the geographies that I work, which is entire Middle East and many parts of Asia.
Okay.
And that's me.
Okay. So, if you could elaborate a little about what these creative activity is, what his work was, and how it has shaped your life.
Sure. So Edwin de Bono was born actually in Malta, and in a family of medical doctors. And, so it was prophesied he's going to be a doctor, but he didn't want to be a doctor. But yet he had to do his medical degree, and he excelled because age 22, he completed his MD, and the day of graduation, he decided that I have to do something else with my life. And that is to explore how the brain works, how the mind actually works. So the brain is just an organ. Inside that is our mind, is our thinking ability. And prior to that, nobody had done research on what was called the mechanism of mind. So his breakthrough research was, ये दिमाग चलता कैसा है? How does it work? How does this machine work? What is there up inside that ticks? And his breakthrough research helped him to lead to not just a major contribution in the science of psychology, because that's what his PhD was on the dissertation, which is linked to psychology, the mechanism of mind. So he invented a new word. That new word became a rage all across the world. In the 60s, it was called lateral thinking. And officially, the classic Oxford Dictionary had to amend the dictionary to include the term lateral thinking in the dictionary. So thereafter, he invented over 200 words in the English language and hundreds of tools for you, me, and specifically for children. Maximum tools he invented are for school children. 60 tools for them, okay, so that they can think. And he recommended age 5 upwards, children should be taught how to think, because that's the age that they're beginning to stop thinking. Till age 5, they're thinking. They're asking, why Baba, why Mama, why like this? Suraj ka jata hai raat ko. They're asking all kinds of funny questions till age 5. After 5, the problem is they're going to some school, some grammar school. And the school then stops creative thinking. School goes into textbook mode, into curriculum mode, into, Punjab State textbook board. Many textbook boards are like this. They dictate what we should learn, but it does not allow us to think in the way that we should be thinking. So breakthrough contributions of this wonderful man, and that's what I do. I'm actually his apostle. I'm actually his proponent, and my job is to instigate this kind of thinking in organizations. So, example, if I look at the example of Shell, so we ask Shell, why revenue should come only out of petrol? What else can you sell that you may get revenue? So, one is gas, but oil and gas are not going to last forever. So, where else the revenue can come? So as you're aware, even PSO petrol pumps in Pakistan have been redesigned to have a convenience store in the petrol pump.
Yes.
So the convenience store getting more revenue for Ali Gas or any other petrol pump, because they're getting more revenue by selling English breakfast biscuit or a cake or a Nestle dahi or a Nestle ice cream. They're not getting margin out of selling petrol. So if you don't think differently, you'll just be, one old model which is selling petrol, gas. That is not the future. Future belongs to those who are innovative, who are thinking.
I'm sure that you have trained a lot of CEOs, a lot of organizations. Your profile doesn't need any elaboration. But what is the best part about training that you feel, if personally, that आपको सबसे अच्छा क्या लगता है ट्रेनिंग के बारे में?
I think the best part is when, not when you're paid. I would say, yeah, when I'm paid, it's good because I have to pay my bills too. But the best part is when a client actually does the transformation. They take the ideas on board. They listen to their team, and they have a success story that they can share with us. That is more heartening. इसको कहते हैं गुरु दक्षिणा. Okay. This is the real payback for us. How's that? The real payback is not in our invoice, not in our reference, not in using their logo that we trained for XYZ. The real payback is when we hear a success story that these tools are actually working in our company. This has helped us to do some blue ocean thinking. We've gone into something new that we never thought about before. So that aha moment is a real appreciative thing for me. Not for me alone. I mean, Edwin de Bono took pride in case studies of top worldwide companies that listened to him and implemented his ideas. For example, when he provoked the Shell team that you shouldn't be digging for oil in the same old way. Because how are oil companies digging for oil well? They're doing what is called as vertical digging. Kuwa kaisa khota. Vertical. He is the first man to provoke them in 1971, mind you. He said, take the drill sideways. Everybody started laughing in Shell. Over 400 engineers said it, that this man is loony. Ye paglo jaise baat kar raha hai. He's not an engineer. Because how can you take a drill sideways? ये तो नामुमकिन है. Okay. But वो नामुमकिन को मुमकिन करने वाले Shell ही है. In 1980, they themselves applied for a United States patent, and today it's a gold standard in oil well drilling and in the rigs all over the world. And that is called horizontal drilling. Because it's a simple logic in hindsight. You will access the Earth's surface much faster. आपको पत्थर नहीं लगेगा, आपको हल्की सी मिट्टी लगेगी, and you will be able to access whatever is the Earth's surface much faster. Your oil well exploration cost will be minuscule because more deeper you go in the Earth's crust, more hard rock. You need, a drill will break, you need dynamite. It's not easy to go deep into the Earth's crust. Okay, so, and the more deeper you go, then let's say you do strike oil a couple of kilometers under the Earth's surface. To pump up that oil will also be a cost.
Yes.
Okay, then you have other issues. You have stuck oil, mud stuck with the oil. The sludge gets stuck. You have other technical issues. It's not easy. So, in hindsight, they could see that though this was stupid, this idea was a pure example of lateral thinking, and he used it very well. Likewise, insurance. The other example is insurance. So when he was training for Prudential Insurance Company, that was early 70s, insurance had only, this is good for our insurance companies in the region because they do not know the background. The insurance for life insurance was only one type. Meaning, supposing I take a policy, my begum has to do इंतजार कि ये बंदा कब फिसलेगा तब मुझे क्लेम मिलेगा, है कि नहीं? Then I'll get the claim. So this is called, life assured has to actually die. Then the beneficiary will get the insurance claim. This is not acceptable in many cultures, as you know that. Even in Islam, it's not acceptable to benefit from somebody's death.
Yes.
But insurance company never thought about that. Insurance companies for 100 years sold the same policy, a life insurance policy. Edwin de Bono said, why not when the person is alive, give him the insurance?
Yeah.
They couldn't understand. Prudential, the world's largest insurance company in America, initially could not understand what he was proposing. He said, have a term insurance, 10 years, 20
20
years.
years, yeah.
Banda jeete ji, at least he can enjoy his
Yeah,
insurance.
yeah,
Okay. Why
yeah.
marne ka intezar? Okay,
बिल्कुल,
why janaza ka intezar?
बिल्कुल.
So now this is called exactly a wonderful case study. How insurance industry changed. Because they could come up with newer product lines and therefore appeal in certain cultures like Islamic cultures became easy to sell insurance. Because now you're not telling आपके बच्चे मौज करेंगे आपके मरने के बाद आपके जनाजे के बाद
Yeah,
अब आप जितने जी मौज कर सकते हैं.
yeah, yeah.
Imagine this is lateral.
Okay, so this is going to be a very personal question, but I run a school, as I told you. I think आपने मेरी podcast पे जो मेरी wife के साथ थी, you also commented on it कि you should teach creative thinking. हम भी कुछ ऐसा ही करने की कोशिश कर रहे होते हैं with the new type of model that we're trying. But I would love to hear from you कि any 2, 3, 4 factors that you can say कि हम
Sure.
बच्चों को क्या बता सकते हैं. दिस इज ऑल्सो फॉर ऑल ऑफ द पेरेंट्स जो आप घर में कर सकते हैं. आपको पता है अभी तक ट्रेडिशनल स्कूल तो नहीं खत्म हुआ. तो
so one great book you can buy it from any bookstore anywhere in Amazon or in Pakistan from Liberty Bookstore. It's called Teach Your Child to Think. So Teach Your Child to Think is based on a trust established by Edward de Bono at the Cambridge University, where he was the world's first professor for creative thinking. And he institutionalized thinking for school children. And he invented 60 tools. The trust is called COT, Cognitive Research Trust. Good news is the book is available in Urdu. The 60 tools are translated in Urdu. They are available out of a non-profit in Lahore in Urdu. And reach is easy. And we've done some work in Pakistan with some schools already. So best way to do this is, number one, is people should be familiar with the tools, meaning parents and teachers. These tools should be taught in a formal way. You know, it can't be that you will automatically learn to think. Thinking is a skill, like any other skill. समझो मुझे सलवार कमीज बनानी है, तो मैं रातों रात थोड़ी कपड़ा काट के सलवार कमीज बना सकता हूँ.
बिल्कुल.
It's a skill. समझो मुझे पराठे बनाने हैं, मुझे बिरयानी बनानी है. I cannot make it overnight. It's a skill. I have to be expert in cooking, expert in learning. I must follow a recipe. I may follow some standard SOP. Then I will do whatever is excellent. Or playing cricket is a skill. If you don't believe me, ask Babbar Saab. He will tell you. Practice karke bane na.
Yeah, bilkul.
So, but unfortunately, we don't practice thinking. We don't practice creativity. So it's not practiced in school and it's not practiced in homes. In homes, we practice negative thinking. बच्चे को कहते हैं ये ना कर, वो ना कर, तेरे जूते कैसे रखे हैं, किताब पढ़, टीवी ना चालू कर. ना मैं ज़्यादा हम शौकीन है ना के, ना कर, ये हराम है, गलत है. But we don't allow the child to actually think, what will be the consequences. Let's say, if I were to teach a child not to watch too much TV, then I would teach him through a tool route. I would teach him a tool called CNS. It's called Consequential and Sequel. All these tools are with funny names. So that they're easy to remember, easy to recall, and एक हंसी निकल आएगी जब ये आपको टूल का नाम याद आएगा तो. Like APC, CAF, DAM, OPV, and this tool that I'm saying now, CNS. So full form is consequence and sequel. Consequence and sequel means tell the child that गलत चीज करेंगे. समझो मैं आइसक्रीम ज़्यादा खाता हूँ, मैं मैग्नम एक खाता हूँ, मैग्नम दूसरा लेता हूँ, मैग्नम तीसरा लेता हूँ, कुल्फी के कुल्फी खाता हूँ. ओके, मैं 3 कुल्फियाँ खा जाता हूँ इस्लामाबाद में. उसका नतीजा क्या होगा? आपको नहीं बोलना है, आपको बच्चे से पूछना है, बेटा तू अगर 3 कुल्फियाँ खाएगा इसका क्या नतीजा होगा? ओके, अब्बू बहुत मजा आएगा. 3 कुल्फी. उसके बाद बेटा क्या होगा? मौसम कैसा है? ठंड है. तो क्या होगा? ठंड में बेटा तू 3 कुल्फी खाएगा तो क्या होगा?
Yeah.
बच्चा खुद कहेगा बेटा अब्बू खांसी होगी, I will get a cold. Then ask him consequences. If you get cold, उसका नतीजा क्या होगा? नतीजा हर एक स्टेज पे नतीजा sequel मतलब one thing leads to another, another leads to another. Ultimately child will himself say excessive use of ice creams will lead him to fall sick, which means he has to go to the doctor, he has to miss school, he has to miss his favorite friend, he has to miss his favorite class, blah blah blah. Then for you to parent him in the right way, आपका सवाल था कि घर पे हम ऐसा माहौल कैसा हम क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. So this is one example how you're going to do that.